President Donald J. Pence has announced and confirmed the United States Strategic Bitcoin Reserve. And the news is spreading like wildfire across the globe. The nation-state race is here. Reports are rolling in. China.
You know, China.
I know China very well.
Russia. They all know what's happening. And while the world was sleeping, Bitcoin printed a God candle. And I think I did too. That's right, GFY Bears, we're going to the moon.
Bitcoin is going to the moon, as we say, it's going to the moon. I want America to be the nation that leads the way, and that's what's going to happen. No, you're going to be very happy with me.
And guys, we got so much to cover today. Did Trump just single-handedly orange pill Peter Schiff and Lex Luthor wannabe Brian Armstrong? You're not going to believe this. We've got massive evidence and we're going to break it all down. And that was just the tip. The end of the Federal Reserve, the abolishment of the IRS, and the military-industrial complex? What does this all mean? Well, it means
every Bitcoin you don't buy is going to cost you $13 million, my friend.
You're damn right. Oh, and just this morning, reports are coming in. Trump will be making an investment announcement today. What do you think it is? Better buckle the up. We have a massive show today. Send it!
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? Right? There's no second best, okay?
That's right. There is no second best. And Trump has officially orange-pilled Peter Schiff and Brian Armstrong with a Bitcoin-only strategic reserve. Why a Bitcoin reserve? Even the skeptics are getting it. Digital gold is better than analog gold. And this is only the beginning. The scam coin side of the reserve, that's a self-correcting problem because they will all trend towards zero in Bitcoin terms. And the reserve will eventually be 100% Bitcoin. Even the guy who runs a literal shitcoin casino wants it to be Bitcoin only. We are in the midst of the art of the deal. It's Bitcoin only, 4D chess. Orange man loves orange coin. And looky there, the IRS. Yes, the IRS is closing 120 of its 600 office locations. This is what winning looks like. And we're just getting started. And here we go. Boom! Bitcoin's price action is making history again. In just 24 hours, Bitcoin surged 10,000 cuckbucks, absolutely leaving the bears in disbelief. Momentum is accelerating as nation-states, corporations, and institutions race to accumulate before the supply dries up. Look at this, Metaplanet, they did it again, just bought another 156 BTC. And more sovereign players are rumored to be entering the market. The data tells the story. Bitcoin is becoming the global monetary standard in real time.
The world is beginning to understand that Bitcoin is really going to be the world reserve currency. And you see what's happening in the United States, Mike. President Trump has announced he wants to create a Bitcoin strategic reserve. They want to buy 1 million Bitcoin. That would be very interesting. I think it's highly problematic for them because of the incredible debt load that the United States carries. Roughly $100 trillion in debt and unfunded liability. So that's a huge obstacle for them. But you see where these countries are going. They all have a position on Bitcoin. Germany sold their Bitcoin and they're suffering as a result of it. The United Kingdom is not Bitcoin friendly. They're suffering as a result of it. El Salvador is Bitcoin friendly and we are booming. So really the 21st century is defined by those who are getting in line with the Bitcoin protocol and what it means and what it can do for your country, and those countries that are falling by the wayside.
RSI indicators overheated. Liquidations exploding. Supply shock unprecedented. And here's where it gets spicy. Whales buying. Retail, they haven't even started to dip their toes in yet. We are just getting started. Remember when Michael Saylor predicted that the Bitcoin market cap would hit 180 trillion? Well, let's be honest, at this rate, he might be underestimating it. Roll it!
It was a $90 billion asset class in March of 2000 when I was first looking at it. And then by August, it was about $180 billion asset class. And right now, 4 years later, it's $8 trillion asset class. And I think it's going to 18 trillion, then 180 trillion, then it's going to go beyond that. So I think it's a very simple thing. I think Bitcoin is going to grow from 0.1% of the money in the world to 7% of the money in the world over the next 21 years. And of course, you should just go long and keep buying it.
0.1% to, you said 7%?
Yeah, it'll go from like 1.8 trillion to $240 trillion. And it'll go up 29% a year, ARR. That is my base case.
And I've heard you say that in 21 years, it's going to be at $13 million
That takes you to 13 million a coin.
13 million a coin.
13 million a coin.
At 29%.
Every Bitcoin you don't buy is going to cost you $13 million, my friend.
Bitcoin's fundamentals have never been stronger, and now with nation states officially involved, we're entering a completely new era. Buckle up, my friends, because we might be on the verge of ending the Fed. That's right. We're about to break it all down, but before we do, look at our likes!
But you can't do this to me.
You know how much I sacrificed?
Hey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and give us a pamp! While we take a moment to recognize our sponsors, the masters of Bitcoin sovereignty, the Bitcoin way. You're looking to learn how to Bitcoin, how to properly secure your Bitcoin? You might want to head on over to the newly revamped Bitcoin Way website where you can begin your road to Bitcoin sovereignty today. If you're looking to schedule a free 30-minute consultation, go ahead and use that link below in the show notes. My friends, do you ever feel lost and alone? Do you explain to people that inflation is theft? And then they just ask you if you caught the game last night. Well, all your lonely days are gone, my friends, with the Orange Pill app. You can stack friends who stack sats. It's the ultimate hub to connect with fellow Bitcoiners. Find meetups and discover every Bitcoin conference happening near you and across the country. No more explaining why money printing is theft to people who just don't get it. Now you can build real friendships with people who actually speak your language. Download the Orange Pill app and start meeting your laser-eyed brothers and sisters in the real world. And who knows, those connections you make could last a lifetime. Let's do this. Now, guys, I want you to watch this clip from Trump, and then we'll break down what was really said without being said, and what's happening, and why what is being done tells us that the end of the Fed is nigh.
Word tariff is my favorite word in the dictionary. You know, we were the richest relatively think of this, from 1870 to 1913. That was our richest because we collected tariffs from foreign countries that came in and took our jobs and took our money, took our everything. But they charged tariffs, and we had so much money, they set up the 1887. Think of that, a long time ago, 1887 Tariff Commission. It was a commission of very important people to determine where we should spend all of the tremendous, vast wealth that we had. We had so much wealth. Wouldn't it be nice today? Of course, now we give it away to transgender this, transgender that. Everybody gets a transgender operation. It's just wonderful. We give it away like to crazy things. But in those days, it was different. It was a different world. It was a different country. But we were very rich because of tariffs.
Now, what happened in 1913 that ended America's era of prosperity and kicked off a century of endless wars, inflation, and the destruction of the middle class? The creation of the Fed, the creature from Jekyll Island.
And I'd like to read them for you now. I've stated them in rather concise terms. Hopefully they'll have some shock value, so you can remember them. And here they are. First of all, it is incapable of accomplishing its stated objectives. 2, it is a cartel operating against the public interest. 3, it is the supreme instrument of usury. 4, it generates our most unfair tax. 5, it encourages war. 6, it destabilizes the economy. And 7, it is an instrument of totalitarianism.
This is where everything changed. The Fed was created to control money, but in reality, it stole wealth from the people and funneled it to elites through debt, taxation, and monetary debasement. Now really look at who Trump has surrounded himself with and their thoughts on the Fed.
So I think we got to educate people that the Federal Reserve is not a public government entity. It's a private entity owned by the robber barons that started this country, who manipulate the currency to their advantage. And that needs to be tackled. Again, I'm not the economic guru. I just know it's a problem. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know what the solution is, but it needs to be addressed.
I've waited for this opportunity. I've prayed for it. I've dreamed of it. And here we are. It's within our grasp. Because remember, this is why, my friends, an idea whose time has come cannot be stopped.
Your answer is to cut both taxes and spending. You say that you would eliminate the IRS, the CIA, the Federal Reserve, the Department of Homeland Security, Medicare. I know that you used to want to end the FBI. I'm not sure whether you still support that idea, sir. Perhaps you can tell us. But if you get rid of the CIA, let alone the FBI, how would President Paul have any idea, any intelligence of what our enemies, foreign and domestic, are up to?
Well, you might ask a better question. Before 9/11, we were spending $40 billion a year. And the FBI was producing numerous information about people being trained on airplanes to fly them but not land them. And they totally ignored them. So it's the inefficiency of the bureaucracy that is the problem. So increasing this with the Department of Homeland Security and spending more money doesn't solve the problem. Yes, we have every right in the world to know something about intelligence gathering, but we have to have intelligent people interpreting this information. But, you know, just going for increasing presidential powers, as been discussed, is rather disturbing to me. This whole idea that we're supposed to sacrifice liberty for security, we were advised against that. Don't we remember that when you sacrifice liberty for security, you lose both? That's what's happening in this country today. We have a national ID card on our doorsteps. It's being implemented right now. We have FISA courts. We have warrantless searches. We've lost habeas corpus. We've had secret prisons around the world, and we have torture going on. That's un-American, and we need to use the power of the presidency to get it back in order to take care of us and protect this country and our liberties.
Thank you, Congressman. Let's see what the...
Enough is enough. The Federal Reserve and the endless wars go hand in hand. Since 1913, and especially since 1971, when Nixon rug pulled the gold standard, the U.S. has exported inflation, printed trillions, and fueled endless wars to keep this sham of a system going. The petrodollar scam forced nations into the U.S. dollar system. And when they resist, guess what? They get bombed. But guess what's happening now? Their facade of a system is breaking.
This is a war that should have never happened. It's a war that Russians tried repeatedly to settle on terms that were very, very beneficial to Ukraine and us. The major thing they wanted was for us to keep NATO out of the Ukraine. The big military contractors want to add new countries to NATO all the time. Why? Because then that country has to conform its military purchases to NATO weapon specifications, which means certain companies, Northrop Grumman, Raytheon, General Dynamics, Boeing, and Lockheed, get a trapped market. In March of 2022, we committed $113 billion. Just to give you an example, we could have built a home for almost every homeless person in this country. We then committed another $24 billion since then, 2 months ago, and now President Biden's asking for another $60 billion. But the big, big expenses are going to come after the war, when we have to rebuild all the things that we destroyed. Mitch McConnell was asked, can we really afford to spend $113 billion to Ukraine? He said, don't worry. It's not really going to Ukraine.
It's going to American defense manufacturers.
So he just admitted it's a money laundering scheme. And who do you think owns every one of those companies? BlackRock. So Tim Scott, during the Republican debate, said, don't worry, it's not a gift to Ukraine, it's a loan. So raise your hand if you think that that loan's ever getting paid back. Yeah, of course it's not. So why do they call it a loan? Because if they call it a loan, they can impose loan conditions. And what are the loan conditions that we impose on? Number one, an extreme austerity program, so that if you're poor in Ukraine, you're going to be poor forever. Number two, most important, Ukraine has to put all of its government-owned assets up for sale to multinational corporations, including all of its agricultural land, the biggest single asset in Europe. In Ukraine, there's been 1,000 years of war fought over that land. It's the richest farmland in the world. It's the breadbasket of Europe. 500,000 kids almost, Ukrainian kids, have died to keep that land as part of Ukraine. They almost certainly didn't know about this loan condition. They've already sold 30% of it. The buyers were DuPont, Cargill, and Monsanto. Who do you think owns all of those companies? Yeah, BlackRock. And then in December, President Biden gave out the contract to rebuild Ukraine. And who do you think got that contract? BlackRock. So they're doing this right in front of us. They don't even care that we know anymore, because they know that they can get away with it. And how do they know that? Because they have a strategy. And that strategy is an old strategy, which is they keep us at war with each other. They keep us hating on each other. They keep the Republicans and Democrats fighting each other, and black against white, and all these divisions that they sow.
War is a racket. Always has been, always will be. The military-industrial complex thrives on debt and destruction, and who funds it? The money printer. Now, something wild happened at the White House the other day. I think you guys might have caught it.
You went full retard, man. Never go full retard.
JD Vance and Trump handed Zelenskyy a reality check, the likes of which he's never seen. I mean, did you see Zelenskyy's face? He walked in thinking he was about to get another blank check and left realizing the grift is over. The Neocon warmongers are losing their grip. And why? Because Bitcoin is here. A monetary system that does not require endless wars to sustain itself. A truly decentralized, neutral, incorruptible currency. The days of the war-funded fiat system are f***ing numbered. What a day and what a time to be alive. We are witnessing the monetary revolution in real time. Trump has confirmed the strategic Bitcoin reserve. The IRS is getting obliterated. The Fed is being exposed. And Bitcoin just printed a God candle. And it looks like the world is racing to accumulate. This is the moment we've been waiting for. And if you're not bullish, I can't help you. But if you are bullish, well then you better get tickets to Mining Disrupt 2025. The biggest Bitcoin mining conference on the planet, and it's coming to Fort Lauderdale, March 25th through the 27th. Get your tickets today and join thousands of Bitcoin mining professionals and enthusiasts from around the globe for an electrifying experience at Mining Disrupt. See the latest cutting-edge hardware, products, and services that are revolutionizing the Bitcoin mining industry. For over half a decade, Mining Disrupt has been the premier conference and expo exclusively dedicated to Bitcoin mining. Be part of the future and join the movement that's shaping the world of Bitcoin mining. Don't miss out. Head over to miningdisrupt.com and get your tickets today. Use promo code SimplyBitcoin for 20% off. Oh, and the Simply Bitcoin news desk gonna be on site. I'm gonna be there. Nico and Opti are gonna be there holding it down, and we hope to see you there as well. They don't call it a V-shaped recovery for nothing. Valhalla is f***ing coming. Now, what should you do?
Stay focused. Work hard. Earn more than you spend. Stack sats. Stay humble.
Stay humble and stack sats. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and give us a pamp by sharing this video with someone that's pro shitcoin reserve. Those poor unfortunate souls. Set those notifications for the best in Bitcoin delivered to you daily, and I'll catch you next time. I love you guys. Peace.
If you prefer to go down with the ship, fuck you.